It's a question for all you Christians out there who think the earth is a globe. Obviously, the devil knows the precise shape of the earth. He knows if it's flat or it's a globe. He's also called the God of this world. The kingdoms of this world are under his authority. He has massive power and control over human beings, including all kinds of agencies, such as NASA. Do you think that maybe he would use such agencies, organizations to deceive the world as to the precise shape of the earth? I mean, let's face it, he seeks to deceive mankind about all kinds of things. Where mankind is headed, how one gets saved, where man came from, all kinds of false religions he's come up with, the nature of man, on and on and on. Do you really think that he's not going to seek to lie about the shape of the earth and use the organizations, the agencies under his authority to propagate that lie?
And they have the audacity to tell me that this truth from the Bible doesn't matter. Can you fathom that? Let's go. Thomas Robert Shaw here shared, I found Jesus and God through flat earth. It changed my life. Rannick testified, all the preaching in the world could not pull me out of atheism. Once I realized the earth was not a spinning ball, it was about 2 seconds later when I realized the Bible is true and my lifelong atheism was toast. I understand the gospel is the most important thing, and it is, but if you want to turn an atheist around 180 degrees, flat earth does it faster than anything else. Atheists are always demanding proof of a creator. Flat earth is that proof. You know why it's proof? Because you can go out with a high zoom camera across a flat body of water and you can prove it every single day if the conditions are clear. Howard Massacotti says, after 1,000 hours of research of the flat earth, I found Christ and I believe the Bible. Let's go to the next one. We're just going to do a few this morning. Y'all okay with that? Since we're so crazy and we're just wasting our time, I'm going to waste my time on this right here until Jesus comes back. Because anything that'll bring somebody to Jesus Christ, any truth in the Bible is important. You understand? Lord have mercy. But Lillian Hubbard commented and said, the flat earth brought me to the truth of Christ. Before I was into yoga, Hinduism, and aliens, the truth that the earth is flat brought me to the Bible and the issue of demons. I realized that I had been under demonic possession since birth. Jesus set me free. Somebody praise the Lord about that right there.
After all these years, if you believe that the earth is round and you are dead set against any kind of a narrative otherwise, ask yourself, why? Why do you fight it? Why do you get so mad when people say something other than what you have learned all your life? Because we have all been there. Every single one of us. We were all indoctrinated. We were all lied to. We were all brainwashed. But ask yourself, why? Why do I care so much about being against this that I won't even look into it? And if you have looked into it and you still don't believe, well, you've not looked into it. There is so much evidence that NASA has lied. If you don't even know their name, the name NASA means to deceive. You know how they say T minus 5? Well, we never knew why they said that. They just said T minus 5, 4, 3, 2. Do you know what that means? That is, if you T minus is them. NASA is T minus. Because if you add a T to NASA and flip the letters around, you get Satan.
So we just gonna pretend like the Bible doesn't say that there are waters under the earth, or when it mentions the four corners of the earth, or when it says, for the pillars of the earth are the Lord's and he has set the world upon them, when it says the world is established, that it cannot be moved, and in the second day of creation, the only thing God did was make that firmament. But somehow, so many people believe that we're on a merry-go-round playing hide and seek with the sun. And I say all that to say that all of the Bible is true, not just the parts that we cherry pick, but all of it. And biblical cosmology is in there, and it differs from what the world says the earth looks like. And I just can't unsee it. So I encourage more people to wake up to the truth that God's throne is right there. He sees you and he loves you.
Look at that. Earth. Earth is flat. We have proof. Earth is flat. We know you love flat Earth.
Okay, I didn't believe this when I first heard it, but if you type in satellites on Google Images and you scroll, like 99% of them are completely CGI, and they confirm that it is renderings and, artistic depictions of what it would be like, which is interesting, right? But then I figured, let me just look at a picture of Earth from space. Like, give me a real picture, no CGI, no editing. Show me a real picture from space. And then this is what I got. Behold, an official picture from NASA of Earth from space. Does anyone else see the problem here? And I'm not even willy-nillying you. This is from NASA Science. Here is another image of Earth from space with the moon behind it. The dark side of the moon we can see. Except this is the first photograph of the Earth from space. Look how far the moon appears to be. And then look at this one. Something is not adding up. But of course, officially, space is real, and there are many planets floating around out there. Look at this one, too. Look how big North America is. I don't know what to say.
If you're claiming the Earth has Coriolis, that's a whole nother story where you are going to, it's not going to work out well for you. Let's say long-distance snipers have to account for Coriolis because the Earth spun under the bullet. Let's just say it's true. Does the Earth spin under a hovering hot air balloon?
No, the atmosphere moves with the Earth.
Okay, so if we put the sniper in the hot air balloon, what happens? Yeah, that's right. That's right. Exactly. Do you see why Coriolis is really stupid?
Propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth. So check this out. So I joined this live a couple of minutes ago. So some guy in the chat said flat Earth has no utility, right? And I mentioned that, look, electromagnetic fields, the propagation of it is done assuming flat Earth. And this guy here, Looney, he muted me in the chat. I knew this was coming. He muted me in the chat, and then I requested up, right? I requested up and I joined. I said, like, look, before I get dropped, I want to present my evidence, which is this propagation of electromagnetic fields over flat Earth. This guy blocked me. He blocked me. These people are afraid of the truth.
You know, when you're in a car and it's moving really, really fast, it's actually very difficult to see anything on the side of the car. Like if you're looking out the side of the window, it's all blurry. Everything's super blurry. And you're only going like 70 or 80 miles per hour. So with this being said, if the Earth is spinning at 1,000 miles per hour and moving through space at countless speeds, how come when we look up at the night sky, it doesn't look like a bunch of chicken scratch? Because if you get in a car, even going 30 miles an hour, you have that visual distortion to where everything blurs because it's moving so fast. Now, this time lapse shows you just how perfectly the stars appear to all rotate around Polaris. But we don't see any chicken scratch going on when we look up at the night sky. And think about this. The Earth isn't just spinning at 1,000 miles per hour. It's moving around the sun at over 66,000 miles per hour. And then the solar system is moving through the galaxy at 500,000+ miles per hour. And then the galaxy is moving at 5 million+ miles per hour. So all of these numbers are just so absurd and ridiculous that no one can even verify them or even grasp the idea of these numbers.
Sundogs are undeniable evidence that we live under God's dome, and I am going to prove it. Now, first of all, you need to understand how the sun moves on the flat earth model. This is the Gleason's map, the real map of the world. A map that is both scientifically and practically correct. Now, this is how the sun rotates around our flat, stationary, non-rotating Earth. And in the bottom right corner of the map, you'll see the June solstice while the sun is rotating more towards the North Pole. This is when we experience summer, and this is exactly what that would look like. Now, during the winter months, the sun rotates more south, and this is exactly what that looks like. Now, you guys can actually validate this yourself. In the summertime, go see where the sun sets. And in the wintertime, go look where it sets. It will set much further south. This is the definition of science, something that is observable, measurable, and repeatable. Now, sundogs only happen in the winter. Now, let's pretend that the flame is the sun, and this is the dome or the firmament that's been mentioned hundreds of times in the Bible, the Quran, our ancient ancestors mentioned it in religious texts, and so on and so forth. And we're going to show you when the sun moves towards the south, it creates the sundog. As the flame is moved closer to the dome, there's the sundogs. Does that look familiar to you guys? Quite literally, all of our ancestors try to tell us that we live under God's firmament, and you mindless zombies literally believe what NASA puts out. Research the flat earth and the firmament. You have been lied to your whole entire life. Peace and love.
Hey, I'm still cruising here for a hot minute before I go to work. Hey, do you guys know one of the quickest and easiest ways to spread the flat earth without actually opening your mouth? Tell you what, man, why don't you go ahead and get yourself some 3x5 cards, really inexpensive, really cheap. I wouldn't recommend buying tacks. I would recommend buying a stapler, so you can just staple that shit to every single bulletin board that you can find. Guess what? If they see it, it's in their mind, right? If it's in their mind, it may not be at the forefront of their mind, but if it's for a hot second, it was at the forefront of their mind. So if you really want to help the flat earth out, go get yourself some 3x5 cards and a stapler. All I want you to do is write on the 3x5 card. You don't have to write scripture, you don't have to write anything like that. Just a bold, simple statement like I posted on the yard signs that I put out that keep getting stolen. True story, they keep getting stolen. The one I put out took a week and a half for somebody to steal it. The second one I put out right across the street from where I stay up here in Springfield, it got stolen in a day and a half. Yeah. I thought the wind blew the first one away, but the second one was clarification. Somebody did not like what I was saying. So that means if you just take a stapler and you write "the earth is flat" on a 3x5 card, "the earth is flat," black magic marker, preferably a Sharpie, "the earth is flat," and then you staple that to pretty much every bulletin board that you come across, which they are everywhere. Sooner or later, that message is going to drip down, especially if it's in your community and they go around, they look at all these bulletin boards and they see the same damn thing. They're like, who's doing that? Well, wouldn't you like to know? Chicken Little out.
In 2012, Tony Freeth and Alexander Jones published a proposal for a geocentric planetarium for the Antikythera mechanism. Mercury, Venus and the true Sun are located directly on the main wheel B1, each on its own spoke. Mercury and Venus have a fixed gear in the center and a rotatable wheel on a spoke. This corresponds to the synodic revolutions of the planets. On top of the outer wheels, there are disks with a pin into which a slotted follower engages to replicate the epicyclic movement. The follower transmits its non-uniform movement via a tube to a hand that indicates the planetary position in the night sky. On a third spoke, there is a similar mechanism for the true Sun. 4 pillars on the main wheel hold a plate for the outer planets Mars, Jupiter and Saturn. Each of these planets are replicated by 4 gears. Here, a pin and slot coupling for the epicyclic movement of the planet is used like the one preserved for the Moon.
Everyone thought the floor was made out of a mirror, but that's not the case. In Bolivia, there's a place called Salar de Uyuni, the largest salt flat on Earth. During the rainy season, a thin layer of water covers the surface. What makes it unbelievable is how perfectly flat the ground is. It reflects the sky so clearly that it creates the illusion of walking on clouds. The surface is so level that the water spreads evenly and forms a smooth layer that reflects light like a mirror.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.